I back? Can you hear me now? Okay, you can hear me now? Okay, so I'll start all over. So, Southern Girl made a live saying how Jimbo was such a liar. He was trying to spin the narrative. She said Jimbo didn't read the full text. Jimbo did read the full text. She was doing exactly what she was accusing Jimbo of doing. She was spinning it how she wanted it. Indeed, what Country Girl said was, it came from Jody. So Southern Girl couldn't leave it at that. She had to, for some reason, Jimbo's pissed at her Cheerios. So she said, we're going to set the record straight. And she talked about how Jimbo's a liar. And all I said was, who's the root of all of this? Ernie. Oh my God, there's no bad talk about Ernie. She said, we're not going to talk bad about anyone. Well, she just talked bad about Jimbo. She said, I'm not going to have anybody in my chat talk bad about anybody. Her chat was just calling Jimbo a liar. You can't have it both ways, Southern Girl. So then the next thing, then she timed me out. So then I said, I forgot what I said. I said, Jimbo read the whole thing. And then I said, can I come up to explain? Because, sometimes when you're talking, things don't come over as easy as, when you're texting, things don't come out as easy as they do when you talk. No, Connie, we're not going to have any of that. You just talk too much and you won't listen. And what that said to me was, no, Connie, we're not going to have you come up because you make too much sense and we don't want anybody up here that's making sense. So I said, BDAC said, Connie, quit causing problems. And that right there is called gaslighting. I was not causing any problems. I was not saying anything different than anybody in her chat was saying about Jimbo. And I was the problem. Okay. So then she blocked me again. Screw that. I'm not going to sit in a chat where someone's blocked me. You just encouraged me to go make my own live. And that's why I'm here. I don't know how to do this. I'm at work. I don't know what the other bubble was. Thank you, Liberators, for the happy birthday wish. I think I still have memberships. The Liberators are the frogs. Well, we are the jellyfish because BHB said that, they don't have a brain. I said, well, then somebody else said, no, jellyfish are so perfect, they don't need a central nervous system. So that's why, yeah, Southern Girl blocked me. Well, I don't know if she blocked me, but she timed me out 3 times. And, I asked to come up, I don't know why. It was so simple for her just to let me up to say, to work things out. But no, you just talk too much and, you just refuse to listen. And then them saying, Jimbo's the one that said it. Ernie died. No, people. No. Jimbo is the one that has said, Ernie's probably not even sick. He has said many times, Ernie is probably not even sick. So why would he go around saying, Ernie's dead? None of you people make sense. Sarah, I don't know where my member link is. I have no idea. I'll have to figure all that out. But this is why, problems stay going. And she's like, she named Country Girl's name. She's like, well, I'm up here because Country Girl felt bad. Jimbo didn't say a word about Country Girl. She brought up Country Girl's name. So why would you bring up Country Girl's name if she's already feeling bad? That don't make sense. I mean, none of that makes sense. That's why I said that she's the problem. She's part of the problem. She went up there to spin a narrative to Jimbo. I don't know what Jimbo ever did to her. I mean, he peed in her Cheerios or something, but she has got a hard on for Jimbo bad. But she wants to sit there and act like, I'm not causing no problems. I'm just here. I'm going to go play my Twitch and I'm not going to cause any problems. Then go play your Twitch and not cause any problems. Jimbo did read all the text messages. The part that you skipped, Southern Girl, is the part that Jimbo skipped because it didn't pertain to the issue. Right. Nobody mentioned Country Girl at all. And then they want to sit over there and say, we're not going to talk bad about Ernie. And Southern goes, I don't want to talk bad about anybody in my chat. But boy, she sure let her chat talk bad about Jimbo. Thank you, just for you. Exactly, Magic Mouse. Nobody even knew it was from Country Girl. Right, Colleen? Exactly. They want to stay out of it, but CG sends, oh, there's my chat flapping. The text to Ernie in the first place. Right. Jimbo stopped supporting Ernie. That's all it took. Yeah, she rage quit and left YouTube, but now she's back and she's doing exactly what she said she left because of. And it was the whole Ernie. It was the whole issue. She's over there blaming Jimbo. No, who is the root of all of it? It's Ernie. Ernie was the one pretending like he's at deathbed. Ernie is the one that's having everybody wonder. So why are you not calling out Ernie instead of Jimbo? And you had to spin it to where, Jimbo was the problem. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Nick was over there. Yep, I see Nick over there. And when somebody says, can I come up to explain? I don't think there should be an issue with that because it's harder to explain something when you're texting down in chat to whereas if you came up, and you could just talk about it. And she's even said that. She's even said, well, why don't you come up and chat, get it worked out. Yeah, if you want to work something out, you don't tell somebody, no, I'm not going to have you come up because you talk all the time and you don't listen. So screw it. I'll just come over here and talk all the time on my own channel if I want to talk. Yeah, and Ernie is the one running from a felony warrant, not Jimbo. And Jody said that the other night on Southern Girl that she had backed away from Ernie because I guess his mods think she's a mole. But then she's like, but I just seen him get tased and I've seen all the bad things they've done to him. And she started crying about Ernie. And I said, Ernie caused it himself. We're not going to have any bad talk about Ernie. We're not going to have any bad talk about Ernie. Well, Southern Girl, maybe Jody needs to hear because a lot of these ladies, I hear them say, I started following Ernie because I felt sorry for him. That seems to be Jody. It seems to be why Jody felt sorry for him too. Jody sent him money. She said she sent him on Facebook and he needed money to feed his team. And so she sent him money to feed his team. Well, right there, she was sucked in and he knew it. So Jody, what if you knew that he didn't have a team? He's never had a team. He took your money to screw it off and do something else. He's never had a team, Jody. He used your money. So here you are crying. And here others are crying because of Ernie when it's all been fake. What don't you understand? What don't you understand? The reason that Ernie gets hate is because of what Ernie does. Now, he didn't come to YouTube and just have a channel where everybody was, he was doing his own thing. No, he had to screw around in the Summer Wells case. That was a big no-no. You can investigate the Summer Wells case and not make a spectacle out of it. But no, he had to make a spectacle out of it. And why did he have to make a spectacle out of that? For money. And that is why Ernie Shell gets all the hate that Ernie Shell gets. Thank you, Tammy Lou Who. I wish I could share screens and all that, and maybe I will, figure it all out. But Ernie gets what Ernie gets because what Ernie gives. And then like now, okay, say if we all just stopped. Say if we all just stopped picking on poor Ernie. Do you think poor Ernie would come back and say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I was running from the law. I screwed up. No. He's going to come back saying just exactly what he said yesterday. Oh, that last kick really did me in. He's continuing his bullshit. That's why when Benny called the truce and now Benny's, coming for him, that's why Benny's coming for him because Ernie didn't stop. Ernie should have stopped his bullshit and nobody would be here today. But no, he kept up the scamming. And it's not just little stories. It's not just little stories that Ernie tells, just that Ernie tells stories. This is real people that he hurts. Real people that he hurts. Like seeing Jody cry pissed me off because she is crying for a fraud. That man is making that woman cry and go through hell for no reason. Absolutely no reason. Thank you to the new members, Sarah, and who else did I miss? Tammy. Well, I got to get good at this. It's going to drive me crazy. Tessie. Let's see, go back up here. Truth Hurts. I think Jackie Blue was my first member, but I think Truth Hurts was like my second member. I'll have to look. But this is why I came for Ernie, is because I was so tired of seeing real people hurt because of what he does. It's not just let him play his little fantasy land. He's hurting real people. Yeah, I don't know where the link is. Somebody might have to show me where the link is. Kentucky. You can be a member on the iPhone, but I don't know how. Hey, Savage, thanks for the super chat. Love you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm honored you're here. And see, now, after Savage's, thank you, Magic Mouse. After Savage's live today, got me all fired back up to focus on Dolly and not so much Ernie, but yeah, you could share the link for me. Yeah, Sarah. I don't know how to make a mod or do anything on that, but yeah, you could share anything. I don't know how to. Oh, here, maybe it is. Nope. Put user in timeout. Don't want to do that. I probably have to be in YouTube to do mods, right? Yes, John. Jody admitted it. She digs up people's info and she gives it to Ernie. She said she did that only for rap and I think maybe Smoky Mountain Mama. I don't want to quote it because I'll be wrong. But she said she only did it for 3 people. And I said, well, whoever gave Ernie the information about me was wrong, because that was not wrong. I don't have multiple domestic violence charges. I sure don't have a prostitution charge like he alluded to. And I sure didn't try to run anybody over with a truck. So, but Jody, you sit up there, Jody, and you cry for Ernie. And Southern Girl, you go over there and you protect poor Ernie, because you people are exactly the reason why Ernie is where Ernie is at. You continue to play into his fantasy land, which builds up his fantasies in his head. If anybody that cared about Ernie would step out and say, you know what, people, stop this shit. Ernie, stop this shit. Maybe he might stop this shit. But not if you go around and say, there's our super soldier. There's our lightning tiger. Ernie, we hope you save the children. No, that just makes the grandioseness in his head even more. It's called reality therapy or something like that. I forgot the name of it. It's where you say, we're not going to put up with this crap. We're not going to do it. And like Lori out there still white knight and making them stupid ass videos. You're part of the problem, Lori. If you care about Ernie, you'll stop that shit. You'll stop that shit. Yeah. I mean, if he got tased, I wouldn't have any issues with it, because you know why Ernie got tased? Because Ernie was pulling some bullshit to get tased. What were they supposed to do? He was running down the side of the damn highway, acting a fool. He didn't stop. He didn't say, okay, guys, come talk to me. No, he acts sketch. And the safest thing for him, the traffic around him, and the cops was to tase him. That was the safest thing to do for Ernie. And Benny gets blamed for it. But here's this latest one. He wasn't even running down no highway. He wasn't really even doing anything. And Nicolina calls in on him, and she's the hero. Mama T wants to say, oh, she just did that to so Ernie didn't get hurt. What the hell? What's the difference? Just because Benny laughed about it? I mean, my God, if he's doing it on purpose. And you know what it is? Kind of remotely funny about it is, you haven't seen Ernie doing no highway runs since then. He didn't like that business end of a taser. I think that's why he couldn't pull off this last fake highway run. I think he was trying, but he knew that, oh, I don't know. I don't know. They might have tasers too. That's why he didn't pull it all the way off. He was trying, but he couldn't get it done. And like somebody said, Kentucky was sick of it. You know, how many times have they been called before? And he does that because he knows, that's why he says, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Because he knows that if he does something stupid, the cops could shoot him. So he'll say, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Because it plays into his game and it plays into the sympathy thing. Like Jody and all them ladies said, I felt so bad for him. He knows that they feel so bad for him. He is a 100% con. And yes, he's got the cute dimples. And yes, he seems like such a good guy. And I think he would be a good guy if he'd stop the stupid shit. I honestly do believe he will. But he won't. Because y'all have made him into this grandiose rescuer of children. And I asked Lori, I said, why did I get so much hate from all you people for doing nothing but researching what he put out there? I didn't dig into his personal life. I didn't go real life. I just looked into the stuff. I just looked at the stuff that, he put out there. Kentucky said, and that taser affected his heart and his kidneys this time. I don't know so much as Tina said, the last highway run he did, Tina said he does not drink water. Tina said it was like getting a little kid to get him to drink water. I think Ernie's problem is he thinks Mountain Dew is water. And I don't know about him being on drugs, but I do know that drugs do affect your kidneys because your kidneys and your liver have to filter out all that crap. And that goes, your blood pressure. So if his blood pressure's high, then it's going to make his kidneys not work right and his liver not work right. But we don't even know that his kidneys are really that bad. We don't know. If he went into the hospital and they said he might be having a little kidney problem, he's going to turn that into, oh Lord, I got to have dialysis. And all the little Latin tigers are going to say, oh God, Ernie, he needs dialysis. Right, Cat's Meow, exactly. Let him take that hat off and those dimples don't do nothing for him. Hey, JP. Oh, I didn't say hello to everybody coming in. I'll learn. Val and me. Wouldn't it be crazy if ES was at Southern Girl's house? They both came back at the same time and she has all the medical info. Stranger things have happened. I don't think he's there. I don't think she's that into Ernie, that much anymore. She might have been. But Sarah said, Constance, we learned of a new past charge last night on the stand. It was in 2010 with Phil. Heroin was involved. Don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. If I have the time and the resources to do the complete background checks, because Ernie, here's a little general awareness tip for you. You could go on there and do the basic been verified and the basic people search and all that. And you can get the basic information for free. But if you really want to dig into it, it takes, a paid membership. And the only reason I haven't done it is because I want to pick the best one before I choose one. I don't want to get one that I'm just getting half-ass information if I'm going to pay for it. Yeah, my monkey and Jody still send him money. I'm sure they do. And that's on his deathbed. Thank you, Cat's Meow, for a new member. On his deathbed, what's he do? If you want to donate, donate. If you don't, don't. And like I've said before, that's disingenuous because there's little old ladies, people like Jody, who will, if they have $10, they'll give $5 because they think they're giving to poor Ernie. So yeah, they want to donate. They want to donate. It's obvious they want to donate. But should they be donating? Do they really need it? Okay, the dogs were having an issue. But that's why it's disingenuous, because they will donate because they think they're helping poor Ernie. Yeah, he deceased Smoky Mountain's mama's deceased husband and children. on that deathbed. Right, right. Barely Human was like one of my very first subs too. Thank you, Barely Human. That is the cheapest fee I've ever seen. $14.35 for lawyer. Yep. They are the reason Ernie won't get a job and just enjoy life. Why would he when people hand him money? He has too much free time. Exactly. He doesn't realize that he does more work not working and causes more problems in his life not working. That if he just went out, I think you would have a better life working in the coal mine. But that's not what Ernie's about. Ernie's about the statue, I'm a big time predator hunter, or I'm going to get a TV show, or, that's what he's all about. He was, if I could get to where I could share the screen, and I was going to go through Ernie, the years in review, starting from the hockey mask crap to the wrestling crap to the Predator Hunters going to get a TV show, to the Predator Hunters movie he was supposed to get, to going to protest at YouTube, to where he was on TV channels, and all of that. It's all fake. Zero excuses, no results. That's all he's about. Real Gypsy Soul said, I have done phetamine, a diet medicine that is a derivative of methamphetamine, and I'm still dealing with balanced stomach problem. Probably, yeah. Yep. And Dramatise, she still got that job coming. She's got to pass a background check. A background check should take a day, tops, 24 hours tops. But I don't know how that background check's going to come back very good, because she's got a charge pending. So, yes, he has delusions of being famous. Exactly, Trish. That's right. Sarah said, his lying to his subs is a dangerous thing. He's fueling people's hatred toward people with lies, and they're buying it. Exactly. And that's exactly what Southern Girl did today. That's why I said she's part of the problem. Jimbo read the message just as he got it, and she said it came from Jody. Yes, Miss Daisy and all them said it too, but the way that she put it, it did sound like Jody said it. And that's not Jimbo's problem. That's a Southern Girl and a Jody problem. But Southern Girl has to spin that into, always have a hard on for Jimbo. Jimbo lied. And her chat's not supposed to talk bad about anybody, remember? I mean, she's not going to have her chat talk about anybody. But everybody in there was saying, I knew Jimbo was a liar. See, this is why I don't listen to Jimbo, because he's a liar. No, Jimbo wasn't a liar. Jimbo is the one that has said many times, Ernie isn't probably even in the hospital. So why the hell would he go around saying that Ernie is dead? That doesn't make any sense. And then thank you, Beer Cat Island. Yep, this is my first. Well, it's my second, because the first one was a white floating bubble, and I don't know what that was all about, but it was YouTube. But it's just ridiculous. Knocks me outside. I like that. That's cool. Yep. And Tina said that Ernie doesn't take care of himself. She said it was on Miss Daisy's channel, and if I could share screen, I would play it. She said it was like a little baby say, okay, Ernie, here's your drinky drink. Here, come on, you got to drink this, you got to drink that. She said it was ridiculous to get a grown man to drink something. That's why I'm always so wishy-washy about if it was drugs or not, because he didn't want to put anything in his body. So I don't know why he put drugs in his body if he wouldn't even put vitamins and water in his body. But then again, I don't know. I mean, he was caught with a syringe. He did tell the cop he was on methamphetamine. So those are all facts that, you can't ignore them. And all you little tigers, no troll said he got caught with a syringe. You could look that up online from the court in New York yourself. Yes, Daisy Joe said, Mama T's background check's taking along. Thank you, Shay, for $5 super chat. You're doing such a great job. I've been looking forward to you going live. I wanted to do it when I make sure that my connection was okay. I didn't want a stupid connection problem, and I didn't want scratchy sounds, and I really wanted to, be able to share my screen, but I don't know how to do that. So yep. And somebody, I don't know whose chat it was. I think it was in Fiddy's chat, and I think Fizz said it when somebody asked about a question that was like uncomfortable, and Fizzle said, "You know what? Let them ask the questions in here, because if you don't let them ask the questions in here and get the answers in here, they're going to go outside the chat and ask the questions, and they'll probably get the wrong answer. So even if it's something we don't want to answer, we probably should answer it here, because otherwise they're going to go hear it from somebody else, and it might not be right." And that's kind of what I thought that Southern Girl should have done. If I had a question, she should have let me go up there and talk and get it settled there. And she didn't, so I'll come over here and talk about it. And I like Southern Girl. I have no issue with Southern Girl. But the only issue was when somebody says, "No, we're not going to let you come up because you talk too much and, you won't listen." That tells me right there, you don't want me to come up and talk because you know that I might make sense. Thank you, Beer Can Island, for the $5 super sticker. I do talk too much. I know I talk too much. I'll go over here and talk on my channel, and people can choose to stay or not, leave if they want to. I'm like everybody else in the world. I say this has got to be short. I'll probably be on here 3 hours. No, I can't, because I have work to do. But thank you, everybody that's joining me on this first live. Thank you, JP. I just try to make sense, and I don't. You'll never see me spin anything. You'll never see me gaslight anything. You'll never see me post something that's not true. You'll never see me do like Nicolina and, like saying, she was saying that Charlotte Ann was sex trafficking. And then she told Ernie, "Oh, ha, 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 I was just gaslighting her." You'll never see me do that, because your credibility and your reputation to me is everything. I could easily come on here and be like BHB and all them people that instantly get, 20,000 subs with lies and gossip and things like that, because that's what sells. But I would rather do it slow and steady, and it take me 10 years to get 20,000 subs and have my credibility, than to be fake and be known for that, because I don't want to be known for that. Yes, Buttercup Baby, thank you. I try. Daisy just said, "Costa, you're one of the bravest women on YouTube around these parts. You go up on panels to speak the truth." I try to. I do, And that's why Ernie thought that he really had me when him and Dolly were up on panel together. They thought they were really going to slam me. No, because nothing either one of them say will make me as slimy as they are. And like I said earlier, my switch is going to be more to Dolly, because Dolly is a predator. He absolutely is a predator. He has 3 convictions of assault on women. Convictions, not charges, convictions. He has another conviction of assault on a family member. He has a conviction, not a charge, a conviction of threats by phone. So then we've seen with our own eyes, our very own eyes, what he did in Georgia. The way he talked to Aileen when she was doing nothing. She was one person against him and all those protesters. She was on the other side of the road. One, I think she said she's 54, I'm not sure. And she's maybe 130 pounds tops. I mean, probably soaking wet she's at. And the way he talked to her was obscene. And then we see what he did the next day when he grabbed that out of her hand, all because he didn't want her reading off his brother's record. So, past behavior, current behavior. And we have a story from Free to Be, who said he attempted to sexually assault her after the Upchurch concert. Now, that can't be proven, but it's still an allegation. His ex, Missa, had an allegation. Hey, Kipper. So, you just put it all together and you make up your own mind. And then for him to make up the Dolly Vision victim t-shirts was gross. And to see women over there supporting those Dolly Vision victim t-shirts was even grosser. I don't know how you can be a woman and support that at all. Hey, Jackie Blue. Jackie, I just told her earlier, you were my very first member. You were the very first member. Belle said, I'm still surprised about the massive lying, cloning, doxing, and just plain made up stuff. Yes. And did anybody see Trainwreck's public apology to Lori and Bob today? I've always liked Bob and Lori, and I've always liked Trainwreck. Well, they had that time when they were just going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I just stayed out of it. I just ignored it. I didn't even want to get involved in it. And then Trainwreck left, and Bob and Lori were left. Everybody saying they drove her to, try to unalive herself, and that's not what happened. The Mean Girl core group gaslighted her to believe that. Hello, John Deere Girl. And they gaslighted her to believe that. And so she believed that. Well, once she looked at the whole thing, and I said, I don't think you're looking at it completely, Trainwreck, I don't think you are. And she looked at it, and today she gave Bob and Lori a public apology. She said, them people that were saying that they drove me to want to unalive myself, that's not true. What they did was they were weaponizing Trainwreck and her emotions. They were weaponizing it against Bob and Lori. They're doing the same thing to Rosie, the queen of YouTube forever now. They're using her and her condition. They're saying that Jimbo and his people are going in the chat, and being mean to her. And what it really is it is the Mean Girls and that core group that does it for whatever sick reason they want to. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Kentucky said, all those issues with Nora, voices behind the shit. Kimmy is such a mess. I wish there was a way to prove who did what I can't trust any of them. Well, this is how I took it. Bob and Lori admitted to their part. Bob and Lori said, yes, we did make a fake account called Toe Tag. And yes, we did. And they showed the chats. They've admitted their part in it, and they said they were wrong. The rest of them have not admitted anything. Not. Hi, Mama Bear. Hi, Spanky. Thank you. And like Voices said, same thing they did with Kimmy. Yes, I watched that. They sat there with Kimmy, and then they made, Kimmy look, it was called crazy making. And they made her crazy. And then they blamed everybody but themselves. Bob and Lori did speak up, for what their part they did. The rest haven't. Hi, Sugar Pie. And she said they're doing it to ATIL. Exactly. Yep, they will. They tried to do it to Rose, but Rose is a little bit smarter cookie. I still think it could happen. I think it could happen. In fact, Nick did call her daughter. There was no reason for Nick to call her daughter. Nick did that in hopes that her daughter would say, get off YouTube, and make her mom get off YouTube. Well, Rose was like, no, I'm not getting off YouTube. So then Nick had to say, well, I was just doing it because I was concerned. No, Rose has never rambled enough to be 5150, never. Even in her most conspiracy theory talks, she has never, ever, ever done anything to make anybody think that she was having an issue. Nick just did that because that's Nick's go-to, game card. I guess that's what you call it. Right, Johnson has said, I think 777 done the wellness check on Kimmy because that's what she does. She does. She absolutely does. JP, not right now. I think I have to go in YouTube to do the mods, don't I? Because I don't know how to do it on StreamYard. Voices said, we came out and said, even before the mods all left, what we did. Yes, you did. You sure did. You admitted your part to it. But that wasn't good enough for them. Maybe Voices can say that, but who made the account pretending to be Kimmy Dad? Who called the 5150 call? Why is no one trying to FOIA request for that call improvement? We sure could. We absolutely sure could. It's easier if I have a date. Like, I don't know Kimmy's last name, and I don't know where she lives. But if I knew where she lived and a date, you sure can FOIA that. And that's what we should really do with all these calls, because I'll bet you it shows a clear pattern. Now, some places will give you the I think it's like the first 15 minutes of research free. So if you know the date and you know the name and you know it all and you got it right there, if it only takes them 15 minutes, they will do it for free. A lot of places will do it and email you the results, but a lot of places, I don't know why, I guess it cuts down on nosy calls. I don't know, but a lot of people want you to snail mail the request in, and then you got to snail mail it back. And it's kind of a nightmare, but it would sure put it into all this. That then they'll probably just use voice changers, but they say they call an anonymous number. Those numbers are never anonymous, and if anybody ever wanted to go back and press charges, they can find that number, but nobody really does, because John Crime said this about Molly Golightly and BHB. He said it's a pinprick. Instead of like when there's a missing kid out there and Molly trespasses, yes, it's wrong and she should get charged, but there's a huge issue going on. There's a missing kid. Most people don't want to stop and mess with Molly's little trespassing charge. That's why she gets away with it. Families could sue for what Molly and Betty do, but at the time their child is missing, do they really have time to stop and mess with idiots? And the police departments could have put a stop to it. Thank God Georgia finally did. But the police departments like Kingsport should have shut it down there. But what they were thinking is, oh my God, just let them have their peace and they'll go. And they'll go away and be out of our hair. And that's what most police departments are hoping. But what the problem is, the minute you don't do something, it emboldens them and it makes them get bigger the next time and bigger the next time and bigger the next time. But yes, the unnamed, that's exactly what they're doing. They're crazy making. And that's the gaslighting. And when Peach said, we're not supporting Ernie, we're just gaslighting and we're the best at it. Man, nothing could be truer, because that's exactly what they do. And if you are gaslighting somebody, that to me is like a sickness. Why would you gaslight somebody? You are making them crazy. Why would you want to make someone crazy? It's just like a porn bomb. To me, that's a sexual assault. I don't think it's funny. That's the equivalent of me coming up to you and showing my breast or my coochie. That's weird. I mean, that's a sexual assault to me. Thank you, John Deere Girl, for being a new member. Sarah, thank you. I don't know if I said Sarah, thank you for being a member. But I don't know why. And I wrote to YouTube on Twitter. I said, what can we do about these people that porn bomb, when they go on? And YouTube said, it's up to the creator to know who they have on their panel. And that's right. If you don't know who it is, you probably need to put up your avatar or your, overlay until you know who it is. Because YouTube ain't gonna, mess with it. Kim Tucky, I will pay for the FOIA if you get it. Okay, maybe I can get with Voices to find out what county and city and state she lives in. It's really not that hard. Lori had calls made on her saying she wasn't, well or something. And it is swatting. It's not swatting in the effect that the SWAT team showed up, but you don't know what police department you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a bunch of Barney Fife or a bunch of like what I've seen, roid rage cops, like they're all trying to get big and bad. They're all on the steroids. All it takes is a hair wire and a cop for crap to go bad. And even if you step out of your house, or what if you're having a bad day at the same time that the cop's having a bad day? That's not a good combination. .com, thank you for being a new member. And they caused Don to lose his job. I mean, what was the productive of that? Just to show you could? It's just ridiculous. Try to catch up on chat here. Ernie is back on Southern Girl. Oh, Lord. I bet. You know, if Ernie was in the hospital, we would see Ernie in the hospital because Ernie knows there ain't nothing more to, there's nothing more to get more, sympathy and sympathy donations than to show you're in the hospital, just like he did when he was in the hospital. Voices said, yes, Nick called on me and said I fell and couldn't get up, but I was on the phone with the police. Right. And see, that should be a charge. Just like she called in Georgia. That should be a charge. That's why you need to, maybe me or somebody needs to, Sugar Pie Honey Bun, thank you for being a new member. Somebody needs to make a compilation of all of the swatting calls with dates and details and county. Right. Kentucky said, everyone who had a 5150 call needs to get the calls and reports. Criminal charges need to be filed and get rid of the people who are the problem. Exactly. If everybody would do that, we might get somewhere. And until everybody does that, she's just going to keep doing it. And she'll probably use a voice changer now or something, or change her voice. But when you pursue those charges, those calls can be traced. But it's just the issue. Who wants to take the time to do it, Especially if she's not in your hair. Like if she's not in your hair right now, hi heels. If she's not in your hair right now, hi Earth. If she's not in your hair right now, you're probably just thankful that, she's not in your hair right now. Becky said, Ernie thinks he's above the law like some others on here. Absolutely does. He absolutely does. Go Bulldog said, Constance, I said to you, hon, I'm a member over at Jimbo's. I don't talk much, though, in chat. What is Southern Girl's channel? If you don't mind telling me. I think it's just Southern Girl. It's Southern Girl with a cow. 2 cows at the end, though. You got to put the cows in it. The cow emoji, or you can't find it. And thank you for subbing. Narcopathy is behavior's textbook. Yes, it really is crazy. But it's just I can't. I lost the video, but I had it where John Crime said, it's all just, everything is small. It's a little thing here, a little thing here, and a little thing here, but it all adds up to this great big picture. Another thing John Crime said that has stuck with me, he was doing a documentary with Shanann Watts, her mother, and her mother had not been to her gravesite yet. And John was shooting the documentary. And Molly called John and said, hey, I got a good idea. When we get to the graveyard, I'm going to walk up to the grave and I'm going to fall over the headstone and just start bawling and crying. And John said, that didn't sit right with him. And he talked to his partner about it. And he didn't say anything to Molly. But when they got to shoot the scene, Shanann's mom came up and Molly and the mom started to walk to the grave. And John grabbed Molly and said, no, I think you need to stay back here. This is a walk she needs to take alone. And Molly was livid. Molly wanted to go up there and cry and bawl and make her the star of the Shanann Watts documentary. That to me is sick. Now, how anybody can support that, I don't know. But it's all just a pinprick. It's all just a little thing here and a little thing there. Sandy said, I followed John for a solid 2 years. He's on top of things. The kind of psycho BS going on now is not the new. Right. John quit because he got sick of all the drama. I mean, he had a drama channel called Ace Candle, which was hilarious. Instead of a scandal, it was Ace Candle, kind of dealt with lore and the candle bullshit. But yeah, Wolflover said, Ern and Southern Girl are talking trash about Jimbo. Yes, but Southern Girl wasn't going to have that on her channel, remember? She was going to have anybody talking trash on her channel, unless it's about Jimbo. And I don't understand what Jimbo did to her to make her have this big old heart on for Jimbo. I mean, she says, I won't listen to reason. No, she won't listen to reason. That's ridiculous. Thank you, Earth, for being a long time sub. I'm trying to catch up these. Yeah, search Southern Girl XXO. That's a 0. Yeah, and then she has 2 cows behind it. Just crazy. And I don't know what they say that you want to end all this, then she's over there talking crap. If Ernie's well enough to talk crap, then Ernie's well enough to get to court. Why aren't you at court, Ernie? Has anybody asked him over there? Oh, Heels, I guess I must have missed that. I didn't see John go after chasing. I thought they were buddies. But yeah. To me, chasing is the godmother of true crime. I don't think anybody can say anything bad about chasing, or they shouldn't, because it's wrong. She's like my idol. Robo Grady said, I wish I could figure out how to be a member. Oh, I wish I could help you. I'll figure it out tonight and see. But has anybody over on Southern Girls Chat, see, this is what I wish I do. I wish I could stream her. I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can do it on my phone. But has anybody asked Ernie? Ernie wants you in court. No, nobody will ask Ernie the hard questions. Kentucky, yes, MGL. That's who it was. If Ernie is well enough to be on YouTube, somebody should probably call up is it Madison County District Attorney and say, hey, your boy's on the phone right now. He's talking. And just so everybody knows, there's a $2,000 reward for information about where Ernie's at. If you know where he's at, call the police department where he's at. And if your tip gets him arrested, Rap and Smoky Mountain Mama have $1,500, and Bitty Keys has $500. And I trust all 3 of those to follow through. And they don't want the information. They don't want nothing to do with the information. You just call the police station and tell them. Sugar Pie said, JP, it's really frustrating, but more people need to report them to police or it will go on and on. That's right. That's exactly right. If you don't shut it down, it's just going to keep happening. Yeah, and for him to play Wanted, Dead or Alive. Ridiculous. I mean, it's that's typical Ernie, though. He's wanted, dead or alive. He's going to tell everybody, I'm a wanted man. Somebody needs to make him an old 1800 type, wanted, dead or alive poster. He would probably love that. I was going to make him a fake press pass, but I thought he would use it, so I never did. Oh, but that's my level of memberships are jellyfish for 99 cents, because I think, the more the merrier. And then the next level is roaches, because that's what Dolly calls us, is roaches. And so I got some sexy little emojis, like roach emojis, I think. And the next one was jackass, because that's what they all call us. And I thought that was kind of cute. But the very top level I have, I think it's $4, is press pass. For that level, I will make you your very own press pass. Just like BHBs or however you want it. I'll make you your very own press pass. We can come together in numbers. I mean, I think most of us have already. I mean, Jimbo's chat, Rap's chat, Biddy's chat. Almost everybody gets along now, except for obviously Southern Girls and Drama Tees. Yeah, Kentucky said, you're not allowed to question Ernie, kind of like a child. Exactly. And that's exactly what Southern Girls said to me. No, we're not going to have any talk about Ernie in here. We're just not going to do it. Okay, but why are we even here talking? It's because of Ernie. Ernie wanted people to think he may or may not be dead. In fact, if you go to that post, there's a guy named Kevin talking to somebody else, talking to 4 people. You go to the URL, it's the same URL except for a couple numbers changed. It's somebody talking to themselves. Who does that? Nicolina and her group, and Ernie and his group. So either Ernie was wanting somebody to think he was dead, or Nicolina was gaslighting again. It wasn't anybody from anywhere else in the community, any of the communities. Yep, he's got to be somewhere in New York. I mean, he can't travel very good if he's, that sick. and MAGA has to be playing a part. I would think the easiest way to do it is get a hold of the Ubers down there or DoorDashes down there, because Ernie don't drive. So anything that's coming to his house has to be getting delivered by Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, or something. And and I don't know MAGA's address, but I know there's people that do. Pedal posers say, "Hey, Constance, hello." Eric, well, you might not trust him, but I would. I absolutely would. And Kentucky said a lot of people are coming together. That's how shit gets done. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, Gypsy, that's, my husband's going to post a story, then it's not my fault. It's his own person. Right. Constance, I think he set up the Kevin Miller thing to cause a stir and get people talking. Absolutely. But see, this is how you know that it's Ernie. Yeah, because I don't even think Nicolina would know better than to use the same name on the URL. I do believe that, but Ernie and his crew wouldn't. So you're right. I'm sure that deductive reasoning says that came from Ernie and his camp, because Steamboat Captain 1, Steamboat Captain 2, Steamboat Captain 3, Steamboat Captain 4. Yeah, that's kind of obvious. That's right. Couponing with Donna said there's no consequences for what some of these creators are, who are the problem. It will just continue. People need to stand up and do what's needed to be done. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to try my iced coffee. Hello, Crayon Hands 2.0. And you do report what you sow. Thank you, October Baby, for being a new. Buttercup Baby said, Eric Shane, it's no skin off your back, so why not? Absolutely. Ernie over there laughing about the bounty and getting caught. Oh, I'm sure he is. I hope Bob or somebody's downloading it. Yep. He's probably worked out a court date, really, that's probably what I think he's probably done. He's probably called. That'd be the smartest thing to do, would be call and work out a court date. Or said, try to do pimps plus roaches be gone. We are not urges. Right. That's his favorite word to say, though. I don't know why. Or trash channels. Your trash channels. Yes. Yes, we will watch it on Smoky Mountain Daddy. Yep. And I've got to where I don't even hate watching Nicolina anymore, because it's just lies and it's just gaslighting. I mean, she's not over there saying anything truth. And even if, hello, Hippoporium. And even if it was true, she's told so many lies before, and she's gaslighted that you don't know, you can't believe her. That's why you don't cry wolf. That's why you don't lie, because now nobody can believe what you say. Right, Buttercup Baby. The Kentucky court doc would post a new date. You're right. That's probably true. So he probably hasn't done it yet. So Jimbo or Kimpo or anybody that has the info, I would call right now and tell him just to tune into that live. See for themselves how he's thinking it's a joke. How he's thinking this is a big joke. Tammy, you're awesome. When you use it on my channel. She said, well, if they cleaned up their filth, they wouldn't have to worry about the roaches. Absolutely. And going way back to that drama, Prayer Garden and all them said that whole crowd down there was counter protesting. The whole crowd consisted of Tammy and Aileen. That was who the whole crowd was. Two ladies that are about 120 pounds soaking wet, both of them. Sugar Pie said, yeah, I had to stop making vids of her a couple months ago. I couldn't stand to watch her. That's why my videos are kind of far between lately, because it's the same way. I can't stand it. Like with BHB, I get to the point where I just can't stand it. It takes me a long time to get back to where I can even stand he would hate watch her. And same with Dolly Vision, Jimmy. It's just just too much. It just ugh. Yeah, I'm sure they would call him. I'm sure they would come and get him. But like down in Georgia, for Nicolina to call down there and say that those two were fighting, that's another criminal charge. We could, for you that. And, out there somewhere, there's a video of her saying, they're not going to come get me. They're not going to do nothing about it. And that's what she's banking on. She's thinking, I'm completely in another state. Thank you, Earth, for being a new member. She's probably thinking that she's still a new state. They ain't going to. But if you put them all together and said, okay, Georgia, we know this is just one of you, but here is all these past, not gossip, show the court papers, and you show them exactly what's been done. Do I like lasagna? Yes, I love lasagna. I don't know how to cook lasagna very good. Mine always tastes like crap, but others' lasagna always tastes good. I like lasagna. But if we could show a pattern of behavior, then I think, and that's what I did with Georgia. When they were down there, I contacted the police department, and I had a whole bunch. I made a playlist. If you look at my videos, there's a playlist that says Kingsport Police Department, Rogersville Police Department, Chatham County Police Department. I put all the videos that I thought they needed to see in a playlist, to where they could go right to the playlist and see the videos instead of hunting and pecking and searching. Plus, I sent them all of my, actual court papers that I got, because BHB did try to say she was stalked in her county. So I got the police report for that, and it was determined to be unfounded. She churched that all up. She was ridiculous what she said about that. Plus, when she went down to get the restraining order against Crude AF, they gave her the temporary one, because most times they'll give you the temporary one to err on the side of caution. But when she went down for the permanent, they told her she was full of crap and they didn't give it to her. But the cease and desist letter that she wrote and that she presented in court was so ridiculous. It's 75 pages long. And her only proof was Crude reviewed her videos on his channel, and she didn't like that. Donna said, I'm sorry, I can't believe Ernie has one serious thing wrong with him. One, he's tiptoed around stuff like chest surgery because he's never experienced or been around someone who has been near death. Liar. Yep, I believe that. That's John Cena said, Buttercup baby, he's cured. I told Jimbo the other day, it's Easter. He's risen. He's risen indeed. It's like, that's why it was so ridiculous for Southern Girl to say Jimbo's the one spreading that Ernie is dead. No. Jimbo was the one spreading that Ernie's probably not even sick. Tessie B said she nearly destroyed Crude AF. She did. And the reason that Crude AF stopped goes to show you what a good guy that Crude AF is. He wanted his family protected more than he wanted to be right. He was right. He was 100% right. And what they did was, outside of court, because she had to pay $500 to get that temporary restraining order, and outside of court, he just basically said, and the judge said, here, this man's going to give you $500, but both of you be done. You don't talk about him. He's not going to talk about you. And it was settled outside of court and just done like that. And the reason he did it was because she was going to his mother-in-law's online Etsy shop, posted bad reviews. She did the same thing to Trainwreck, but it wasn't even her family. It was her ex-husband's family. Went online to their business and posted bad reviews, her and JLR. And it was intimidation and extortion online. And it worked. People got to the point where they were sick of it. Well, then she tried to do the same thing with Burnt Toast. Well, Burnt Toast is 100% anonymous. Nobody knows who she is. Nobody will ever know who she is, because if they ever file a privacy copyright strike against you, they're most likely doing it trying to get your information. If you use the website CounterDMCA.com, Rob Reed, he's an attorney on YouTube. You can find him, Rob Reed Esquire. For $2, he will file the counter strike for you using his office address as a third party so they don't get your information. And that's what Burnt Toast did. And that just really set her off. So then she started doxing somebody she thought was Burnt Toast. Yeah. Where did I see that? Was it Kim Tucky said she also destroyed his mother-in-law's business? Yes. She had an online Etsy store, and they put so much bad reviews there that his mother-in-law had to shut down her Etsy store. And that's what they do. It's online extortion. They'll just find everything they can about you. And he even said, I'm going to come protest to your kid's school. Well, people are like, you know what? I don't want to go through all this. I don't want to go through all this. And so they cave in, and that's how they win. And you can't really blame them, because when you look at it like that Melton John was threatening Savannah. Okay, I think Melton John uses those threats knowing that people think he was scary, and they'll, say, I don't want to mess with this fool. And then he wins. Well, Savannah here, she is a young girl. She's a pretty young girl. Does she want to have to watch over her shoulder every time she goes outside and worry about it? So it works, but it's extortion. And YouTube needs to do something about it. Buttercup Baby, I will. Like I said, the guy's name, if you look on Rob, see, this is where I wish I could share the screen. If you look up Rob Reed Esquire on YouTube, it says A Lesson to Dolly Vision, because he does a whole video on Dolly Vision's bullshit. When Dolly Vision was striking Burnt Toast and Heels in the Air, he did that thinking that he would, win because he'd get the information, and he didn't. That guy helped Heels for $2. $2. Barbara said, Heaven's said, I got the complete recording of Ernie on Southern Girls panel. Yay. See, it's teamwork. Dr. Light, Savannah, he said Savannah was threatened. Yes, she was. And if you look at Melton, knowing that he's mobile and he's homeless, he's kind of scary. And you're like, do you want to keep poking him? Or, you either cower down to him because you're scared of him, or you say, screw off, dude. Well, that's a fine line, Do you want to look over your shoulder all the time? That's a hard call. JP says, so again, it won't ever stop. It's really starting to get to me. I don't think that it ever will stop, because on Southern Girls channel, Jody said today, they'll always talk about Ernie. They're not going to stop. They don't understand that Jimbo and Kemper's channel was made to talk about Ernie. The only way that will stop is if Ernie admits what he's done, or I was going to say if Ernie stops, but I don't know. I don't think if Ernie stopped that they would or should stop, because the minute you give Ernie an inch and stop, proof was like Benny Keys stopped. The minute you give him an inch and stop, he comes back twice as worse. So no, the stand was made to out Ernie and to call out his scams and to save people from being scammed. And people will say, how, like, it's not doing any good. No, I've seen it do good. And even if it stops one person from being scammed, or for one person to see the light, then it's worth it. Earth said, Constance, I called the DA's office in Georgia when Hobbit said he was going to write Leilani Simons and maybe put money on her books so she can call into his show back in November after Thanksgiving. Good. That's sick. What I think is crazy, and a little experiment in psychology, Dolly has 3 convictions, not charges, convictions of assault on a female. He has another conviction of assault on a family member. He has a video, in his own words, of him saying he choked out a woman to the point where she turned purple and gurgled. That's his words in his own voice. We've seen how he acted with our own eyes to Eileen. We read the allegations that Frida B said. And his turtles, Turdles, his turtles still supported him and laughed at the Dolly victim t-shirts. But the minute that he supported Don Wells, most of them turtles had a fit. Now, how crazy is that? That they'll support this man through assault on women. They'll overlook all that, but boy, they'll turn on him for supporting Don Wells. That's crazy to me. Just absolutely crazy. Ernest goes to jail. That's hilarious. Welcome back, Mama Bear. You know, and if you could look in here and see how many of Ernie's past mods are in the chat right now, that says a lot to me. You know, Sarah and I even had words over Ernie. She said one time, why are you always on him or something like that? And I was like, because, you know. And who was it? Alicia. Alicia was I could see she was such a good soul. And I would, you know, email her something. And I'm like, Alicia, can you get Ernie to send me his resume? See, that's another thing. I wish I could share the screen, because we'd go over Ernie's ridiculous resume. And she would be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll see if I can do that. You know, and then I would just like gently bring things up to her, you know, because I didn't want to, you know, talk horrible about it, because I knew she supported him. But she's seen it on her own. It took time, and she's seen it on her own. You know, so Alicia and the Real Gypsy Soul, this is crazy. I've never told you this, but when I was looking at Ernie's Facebook, and I went back way back, I have noted in my notes, the Real Gypsy Soul is like a diehard, like a long time Ernie supporter. I seen that because it was like way back in his Facebook. And, you know, and here she is. You're welcome, Sarah. And Sugar Pie, I mean, she was over there supporting him. And it's not that we twisted anything, you know, it was there. Dr. Light said, it was funny. Ernie started with a dying voice, and little by little he ended normal while talking about Minnie. He also felt as good as attacking J and K. Yep, ridiculous miracle. Absolute ridiculous miracle. Yes, and if this is affecting your mental health, log off for a week or more. Sometimes just a day or two. Or even maybe don't log off, just watch something different. Like I said the other day, I'd rather watch monkeys throw shit at each other than watch some of this going on. And I do. I love the orangutans. I love to watch the carpet cleaning videos, the orangutan videos. Gypsy Souls got me watching the 40s movies, or the 40s, like, not infomercials, but their little health classes, and the way they put on their makeup and everything. I watch the gorillas. I just, you know, I just switch genres, I guess. Gypsy Soul said, me and Ernie started a fight when I would tell him to hire new writers. Exactly. Yeah. Because it was getting ridiculous. Yeah. Papercut Tina needs to log off for a bit. I wish Papercut Tina would come over to a different side, because I think she is a sweet soul. I absolutely adore her. And that's this Papercut Tina is the reason why I do what I do, because seeing her cry like that, knowing who she supports, it just kills me. I wish she could see the light, because it's people like her why I do what I do. Because that's a real person. That is a real tender-hearted, kind person. And she loves Dolly to the ends of the earth. And it's sad. Sugar Pie said, that's what Mama T does. She'll stay sick, starts a dying voice, but forgets to keep it going. Yeah. What I think was, just from what I've seen about people, that sick voice is when she doesn't have pills, or she doesn't have a pill in her. And then she takes her pill, and then she gets not sick. Sarah, he said he and Maggie was going to work with you. Truth Hurts. Constance, please tell me the standard of having discussions, like when they resort to name calling. You told it on a panel one day, and it's so true. You just know that they've got nothing. Once they start calling you names or going to your looks, you know they got nothing. Attack my argument. Don't attack me. Yes, I'm fat. Yes, I'm old. Yes, I'm ugly. You know, I know all that. Now, what about my argument? But they think they'll get sidetracked on the other, you know? It's just crazy. And and she's just the kind of person that they have hurt time after time. Exactly. Exactly. I don't have a whole list. As if I had more time, I would make up a whole list. Honeybee, thank you for being a new member. If I had time, I would make up a whole list of people that were Ernie supporters that aren't, that were Dolly supporters that aren't. You know, I know there's Free to Be, there's Rock That Girl, Rock This Girl, Sierra, Avery, Mo. Dang, I know another one, but I forgot her name. But there's a lot of them that were like, oh, even Scotty Pimpin, who was, you know, just appointed mod when Jimmy got rid of all his mods. He kept his sister and Scotty Pimpin. Scotty has left Jimmy's side now too. So he said he's not supporting him no more. So that should tell you something right there. Yep. As soon as that knock on the door happened, she seems to get better. Exactly. That's Paige Lovelace. She could be withdrawing and then she takes a pill. That's exactly what I think happens. Because I've heard that sick voice, that, you know, that sick voice and then a well voice. And when you get to the point with on them pills like that, you're not taking them to get high anymore. You're just taking them to get normal. You're just taking it to where you're not sick, which is, you know, the same with heroin. Yeah, Donna said yes, exactly. Dope sick, exactly. And Mama T told me all I needed to know about her when she said, with the very first thing, I got the job. All I got to do is have my doctor send in my signed script. He doesn't want to see my pill bottle. He wants the signed script. Well, that should have taken a day at most. And then she's like, well, the job fell through. Why did the job fall through? Tells me the job fell through because you couldn't get that script into that office. Paige said, that's withdrawal, plain and simple, and she thinks she's fooling someone. Exactly. And, you know, that cough, no one, as long as I've heard Mama T on YouTube, Mama T's had that cough. No one has that cough forever. But for some reason, when you withdraw, when you go, you know, you have a cough. I don't know why that is. Your body just is like you're sick. And I mean, it's the withdrawals, you're hot, you're cold, your diarrhea. It's just crazy. But China Doll said, oh boy, Ernie's really speaking like nothing even happened to him now. Full of breath for 45 minutes on Southern Girl panel. Sounds just like the yes we all know. Good. He's well enough for court. Thank gosh. Donna said, hence all the driving around and knocks on the door. Hold on a minute. Yep. Got a lot of company for someone that's homeless. So it's crazy. Buttercup Baby said, so it's sad to see such nice people become involved in creators that don't give 3 F's about them unless they're throwing them money. Exactly. Exactly. And I know Gypsy was looking at her analytics. My analytics are women 40 to 60. It's mostly women. So you think about it, even though times are tough, and everybody says you're living on a fixed income, the women that have the most disposable money, in my opinion, are the older women. What better way, if you had to sit here and think, what is the best way to get an older woman to open up her pocketbook with no questions asked? Children. Saving the whales, maybe. Saving the trees, maybe. But who is not going to want to save the children? That's why Dolly and Ernie and BHB save the children or fight for the children, because that opens up people's pocketbooks with no questions asked. Kentucky, right. Mama T's gonna be mad as hell that Ernie went on Southern Girls panel, not hers. Exactly. Yep. Donna says she's getting well just to feel normal. Right. Sneezing is a withdrawal from Suboxone. Yes, that is, and I don't know why it is. I haven't really looked it up, but I know you sound like you have the flu. You really do. You know, sound and feel like you got the flu. You feel like shit. And my thinking was, if I was going through that, no way I would come on YouTube. But if the only way to get my money, to get my fix was on YouTube, I'd have to go live. That's why I think she goes live every day. Even if it's gossip or whatever, she has to go live every day, because as long as she gets on, I'm going to say, I think they said that pills were going for like $1 a milligram. And I'm sure she's sporting Butch too. So she probably has to have $60, I'm going to say $25 to $60 a day. If she could get that much PayPal or Cash App or Super Chats, then she's going to, she's going to come on here, even if she's sick, because that's the only way she's getting it. Gypsy, the same thing with me. I was on for my fibromyalgia, and I got up to 315 pounds, and I said, I'm not doing this. I didn't do anything. So I just quit. And I didn't realize it was like quitting heroin. And you do feel like shit. But once you get through those withdrawals and it's over, why would you ever take another pill to put you right back there? I mean, it was the hell was so hell for me. I never, never again. Right, Kentucky. And did you hear that her daughter said the other day, my mom's like a saint or something because she puts up with my dad all day long. What do you mean she puts up with your dad all day long? I thought your dad worked. I don't think Butch is working. I really don't think Butch is working. Yep. You're right, Paige. But, to me now, it's like when I go into the doctor and I have pain, somebody said on a TV show one time, just tell them you're allergic to narcotics. So when I go in there, I'll tell them I'm allergic to narcotics. Don't give me a narcotic. Because if you got a pain pill that'll work just as good as a narcotic, why aren't you not giving everybody the same thing instead of giving the narcotic? Like, I don't understand. If the pain pill doesn't do as good as a narcotic, then I can understand. But if you've got a non-narcotic pill that will help me just as good as the narcotic one, then why the hell are we taking the narcotics? But I think that has a lot to do with, because I know when I was in the doctor's office, the pharmaceutical reps will come in and the pharmaceutical reps will say, hey, where you guys want to eat for lunch today? And the pharmaceutical rep would take the whole office out to lunch. Or they would give them, these pens and papers and all this stuff. To me, it was like buying them. So they would prescribe their drug, and that should be illegal. It's just crazy. Yeah. You do have to sign your life away on your paid contract. And you know what? It's crazy because then you have to go in every 30 days and you have to sit in the office. Then you have to sit in the, and sit in the pharmacy line. And you got to go every 30 days because you can't get any more than that. And it's just office appointment, doctor appointment after doctor appointment, pharmacy. And if the pharmacy doesn't have the whole prescription, then they can only give you half a prescription. And if they give you a half a prescription, you can only have that for the month because you can't have another half a prescription next month. It's just too much. It's just got too much. I would rather be in pain. It's just a pain in the ass. Yeah. Colleen said she was getting money out of DBoss. And that makes me another issue. I have something to say, of course, about that. They could basically say in those chats, we're shitting all over Mama T. And Mama T would say, oh, that's okay. I know. Mama T, do you have any self-respect about yourself? Don't you have any? Y'all say you're strong women. A strong woman would say, what the hell? Why'd you say that about me? A strong woman doesn't go, oh, it's okay. I know. They can say whatever they want to about me. They have that right. No. And to me, it's like Nick would be like, let's just see how much we can, in her psychotic mind, let's see how much we can shit on Mama T before she stands up for herself. And she just keeps taking it. Jackie Wu says, don't take gabapentin if you can avoid it. The doctor has asked me about gabapentin, and I had heard something bad about it, so I haven't taken it. But that was one they did try to stop that. Hold on, let me talk to my dealer right quick. Yeah, And, and I was been through so much of, like, well, let's try this and let's try this. So every time I go to a doctor, I'm like, I don't want to be a guinea pig. I just don't want to be a guinea pig. Even if they'll say, oh, but there's a new drug that'll help out. Okay, I feel like I should take it, but it's like, I don't want to be a guinea pig again. I'm so tired of try this, try this, try this, try this. It's just not worth it. Daisy Joe Cramden. I've heard about kratom. Kratom. I'm in Kansas. Will be the last state to legalize weed, but weed never really helped my pain either. Weed either makes me want to eat a whole cake, or it gives me such mental psychosis that I'm, remembering everything I've done bad since kindergarten. Just no. Oh, Daisy, let me tell you what my doctor had me on in 2007. I was on 3 Oxycontins a day, Percocet through breakthrough pain, plus fentanyl suckers. Them suckers that you put in your mouth for cancer paper that to dissolve, plus fentanyl suckers. No, yeah, you're right. That was. I should have sued my doctor, but I didn't. I really should have sued my doctor, because when I said I was done, and I'm just not doing this no more, and I quit, I didn't know I'd have the withdrawals I was having. I went through absolute hell, and I could have died. I found out later I could have died. Or said, Constance, do you think Paper Cut Tina will see the people she hangs out with over there for who they are and come over here? I hope. I really hope so. I know Jones's been doing some videos on it, but she is such a sweet soul, and she does have undying love for Dolly. She does see them as her family. It's another thing. That's why, this whole YouTube thing is like a crazy psychology experiment. If you are 40 years old and your kids are raised, which is why, I came to YouTube, my boys are raised, I'm bored. If you and your family's not around, or your family's extended, or they're busy, then you get over here with people you like, and they do become your family, which I think is dangerous. I love everybody, but I don't want anybody to ever think that they are a diehard me supporter. Like I don't ever want to be the queen. I don't ever want to, I don't ever want to put my name after your name, like the Ernalinas and the Gypsalinas. And I don't, oh God, I don't think that's right. No, that's just weird to me. But you get so attached to supporting somebody that you do think they're your family, and then you white knight and overlook, so many things just because you are loyal. You think that makes you loyal, and the more you say, "See, I'm loyal to you. See, dear leader. See, dear Dolly Vision or Ernie. See how loyal I am to you. I'm so loyal to you." And then it's just kind of hard to step back and say, "I was wrong." Plus, they've got all your information, and you've seen how they've hurt people, so you can't step back because they might hurt you too. So you're kind of just stuck there. It's weird. It's just weird. Oh, okay, Geneva, I see now. Yeah. People just, you want to help, and you think that you're a part of a greater good, if you're saving the children. So sure, you'll help him. And then you see, oh, poor Ernie, look at the way poor Ernie's getting treated, which is what I hear a lot of his past supporters say. I felt sorry for him, he was getting treated so bad. But it's just crazy. It's all I wish a psychology class or a sociology class would do a big experiment on it, because even the memberships, getting the memberships, say you're a membership now, and next month either you can't afford it, or you're just like, you find out that I'm not your cup of tea. Then so you don't, do you pay your membership and then you're not green? Well, you're like thinking, oh my God, I'm not green. Is she going to not like me because I'm not green? Do I have to tell her why I'm not green? What if money's too short? Will they make fun of me because I don't have the 99 cents to be green this month? It's all a psychology. It's I don't know. It's just weird. I wouldn't even know where to buy the kratom. I don't know if that's, legal. Every 7 days. Oh my God. Yes, Paige, that's hard on not elderly people. It was hard on me to go every 30 days. When you live 15 miles from the nearest big town, and then I know that our pain clinic here in town, our pill pusher is Snodgrass. Her husband and her both push the pills out like no other. Well, he died of COVID, so she's still around, but she sees patients clear till 4 o'clock in the morning. When people go to her, you call in, you say, "Hey, my name is Constance Crescent. My appointment's at 7 o'clock at night." You stay at home until the receptionist calls you, because it might be 4 o'clock in the morning. People drive from Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas. To me, that says something's going on. Now she'll say, "No, I'm a good doctor, and I'm just trying to help these people." No, and I don't think so. If people have said she's an awesome doctor, but if people are driving from Colorado to Texas, I just think there's something going on. Stop that. Let me take care of another dog instead of the one sister. Yeah. Oh, and now the daughter is hurt, because she fell out backwards from the car. She tore a muscle and a ligament, and she has a bulging disc now because she fell out of the car. Well, one of my friends has a son that I swear has a car wreck every 6 months, and I love her to death. But the boy has some tragic car wreck or something every 6 months. And to me, I think that's to get the pain pills. It's you would think, well, would he wreck a car just to get pain pills? Yes, I do believe he would wreck a car just to get pain pills. I do believe. And like meth and everything they say is addictive, and I'm sure you might have some withdrawal, and I don't want to speak like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you might have some withdrawal for meth, but I think alcohol and the pills, and more so the pills, you will kill your grandma and take the gold out of her tooth to get 5 cents if you think it's going to help you get the pain pill medicine. That's why I think things are getting more dangerous on the streets, because when you're sick like that, your body has to have it. Your body has to have it. I mean, you either quit or you do whatever you have to do to stop that. I have one of them sleep number beds. What's crazy? If somebody would have told me that the sleep number bed was nothing but an air mattress with the pad over the top of it, it's exactly what it is. I try to do the right, but I never have it right. But I still have it. Hello, Gypsy Auditor Backup Channel. If I missed anybody saying hi, this is like not really my first time, my second time. Yeah, Dolly said if you take it as prescriptive, you won't get addicted. Right? No, because your body gets used to it. You can't help it. Your body gets used to it, and when you don't have it, your body don't have it, and your body misses it. And I've had the epidural, I had the CAT scan, everything, and it just gets to where you're tired of being a guinea pig. You're just sick of it. I'll just live with it. And then you can't take Tylenol, and you can't take Advil, and you can't take this because it's going to cause this. And you can't take this because even over the counter, so you're just screwed. I tried Lyrica. Lyrica made me crazy. Lyrica had me have nightmares and weird thoughts. I don't know what about that, but yep. And then you just, besides the fact that, even with insurance, you got a copay, and I remember my Oxycontins. I mean, I had really good insurance through Certainty, a company. And I think my insurance was paying $3,000 for one prescription. I could have never done it without my insurance. But then why insurance is so high, $3,000, and I'm sure that's cheap. Is kratom legal? Is that something like, could I buy that in Kansas, I wonder? Huh. I don't know why I didn't take it. The gabapentin, I don't know what I heard about her, but someone told me about it. Yeah, I would have to do the gummies because I can't, smoking would kill me, but yep. And the sciatica hurts like hell too. And the worst I hate, I hate. Thank you, Casper Friendly, for birthday. Casa said, I might be loyal to the ship and my clip channel, but I also have a real life outside of this platform. I separate the two lives. My real life comes first before anything and anyone. I agree, Earth. I agree. If when they said pick your people, and find your people, if I had to pick a people, my people would be with Savage. That's my people. But if Savage and Shannon and all them should start doing something shady, I wouldn't overlook it. They wouldn't. I just know because they're the kind of people that wouldn't. That's why they're my people. But should they start doing something like scamming and all that, I wouldn't go white knight and blindly for them. I don't think any of them would do that for anybody. Colleen said, I knew she was on opioids long before she admitted it. Yeah, you could tell. You could just tell, It's the cough. But I don't know if she thinks she's going to make YouTube her job. But for some reason, you don't want to have a job either. Becky said, I take oxycodone 3 times a day. Yep. And you know what, Becky? Okay, just say your doctor, God forbid, died tomorrow. Do you know how hard it would be to find a doctor to just jump right in and give you those oxycodone? If he died tomorrow, and this is exactly why I will not take another narcotic. Even if someone said, Connie, that like you said, if you take them right, you won't get addicted. Say your doctor died tomorrow, you're going to have to find a doctor to prescribe that, and it's hard to find. If your doctor moved, say your doctor's moving out of state or retired, quit taking patients. If you're at the end of your prescription, you're going to go through withdrawals. Yeah, and paying $800 a week for rent. I'm sure they're getting the checks from the welfare that pays for the motel room, because as soon as that paperwork she said went through, you quit hearing that she was needing money for a motel room. Yeah, it is. Jackie said it is physically addicted. It is. It's just crazy. Yeah. The lyric makes you dumb. Maybe that's what it was. Strange cause. And this was like back in 2007. I don't remember, but I remember I couldn't take Lyrica. It either made me have bad dreams or it made me spacey something. Yep. Paige said, I live on $700 a month, and I'm lucky if I have $10 the name at the end of the month. And I may only subscribe to 1 or 2 people at a time, depending on how much money I have. Now imagine that you're one of these older ladies that just, falls for Ernie's bullshit, and God's, people, it's just, if you're a good person, it's on your heart, you're going to give him the 5, and this was where, they tried to twist my words with Night Owl. I said, nice ladies like Night Owl, if she had $10, she would give you 5 of it, and that's, people say, well, you can't force people, to donate if you want to, donate if you don't, or if you give your money, that's on you. If you give it, that's your problem. No, because if I'm giving my money to somebody and I think they're helping somebody, and then I see that they're not helping somebody, I'm going to go, wait a minute. Why did I give my money if you're not helping somebody? I want my money back. And you have a right to feel that because you were conned. I always say to give it from your heart, and what they do with it is on them. And that's true. But you don't want to feel swindled, because you could have given your last $5 to somebody that really was helping children. And the big thing with Ernie, if he really was everything he says he is, he should have no problem. He should say, hey, Connie, here's my resume. And I should be able to go to his resume and say, hey, it all checked out fine. Yeah, this is where Ernie worked. Yep, this is where he worked for the Homeland Security. This is where he did hand-to-hand combat. This is where he was the private eye. Yep, checked them all out. That's not how it is. I checked them all out, and I couldn't find anything but the FEMA certificate checked out, because you can go online. Anybody can do that in 30 minutes, get your FEMA certificate. But the way he put it out there, it looked like he worked for FEMA. No, anybody can do it. You don't have to work for FEMA to do it, but it's the FEMA human trafficking course. Same with the Underground Railroad thing. one that he had. Anybody can take that online. It's like 30 minutes and you can get that certificate too. And yes, he did have his bounty hunting license. But there is another agency that is connected to the bounty hunters. And I don't want to say, don't quote me because I don't know if I'm getting it right. I don't have my notes. But not only do you have to be a bounty hunter, you have to be working for a bounty hunter or like sponsored by a bounty hunter, or you have to work through this. You have to be certified through this agency. Ernie might have been a bounty hunter for all those years, but he has never been certified by the agency that I'm trying to, of Bail Bond Association or whatever it is in Tennessee. And that's why I called those places to see. I was like, well, to be an executive security person, I wanted to know, what did you have to do? Did you have to show that you could fight? Did you have to show that you were ninja? I don't know what the word is, ninja enough. What did you have to show to get to be that? I'm Muffin Mouse. Kipper, I'm going to try that kratom. But did you have to prove all this? Like, what did it take to work for the executive security? You know, Mike Huckabee still has not got a hold of me. Neither has General Flynn. You would think if Ernie was such a good guy, Ernie could call them right up and say, hey, can you message this crazy witch, you know, and tell her? Nope, that couldn't happen. And this the human trafficking awareness Facebook thing that I did, man, me and them people, I'll play a recording from the guy that I talked to that made the most sense. But I don't know if you could hear it here or not. But so he told me to message that Chris, because he did it. The Chris that sued Apple for getting him addicted to porn and sued to marry his laptop or something like that. Yeah, that's who's in charge of all that. So I messaged the guy that made sense, and he said, you know, he's probably just so busy working on this legislation that, you know, he didn't want to mess with it. Okay, but to me, that's a huge liability to have Ernie saying what he's saying and saying this Chris saying what he's saying under your name. That to me is a huge liability, because if somebody hires Ernie as I don't know, to go rescue their children, and they do it based on seeing that Ernie was recommended by these people, and that rescue goes wrong, wouldn't those people also be liable because they're the ones giving Ernie the credentials? Does that make sense? It's just nuts. Yeah, Doc, he wants Jimbo on his panel so he can swear and kick him to jump down. Yeah, that's exactly what he did to me. When I was up there, he's like, boy, that's the quickest she's ever gone off panel. No. He booted me off panel, and he knows it. And that is another manipulation. That is that's crazy making. That's gaslighting. You know, I will never, if I boot somebody off panel, I'll say I'll boot them off panel. I'm not going to make it act like they jumped down. That's another big red flag. It's just crazy. Well, I've been on here, like, I don't know how long, as I said, an hour and 30 minutes. Kipper, you have your underground rover certificate? Yeah, I think you and Jimbo did that. Didn't you get the certificates that he had? Yep. It's just crazy. But I'm going to try to keep these like an hour or 2 hours, just in case somebody has to go through here and research something that... Thank you, Strange Clouds, for becoming a new member. Somebody has to, you know, come back and try to find something in this clip. Jelly Roll is the best thing out there. Yep. Jelly Roll, the singer, or the actual Jelly Roll? Because those are good too. You know, Becky, I don't even think that he's in a motorcycle club. I just don't think he is. If he's in a motorcycle club, he's in one of them writers association. Like, you know, you go, you know, he's not in a Sons of Anarchy motorcycle club. The motorcycle club we hear has the Sons of Silence. You know, Frank, although she wants to say that Frank is not a beta male, Frank is absolutely a beta male to anybody in a real motorcycle club. He would be their bitch. Honestly, he wouldn't. She wants to always act like, no matter who is a beta male or a alpha male, there's always going to be a alpha male that's better than your alpha male. So at some point, you're going to be a beta male. Even the best alpha male is going to be a beta male to somebody. It's just retarded and stupid to say. Yes, that's the other thing I needed to bring up too. If I say retarded, that doesn't mean that I'm diminishing anybody that is developmentally challenged. I come from the age where that's what we said that word. And when I say gay, I don't mean to put down gay people. That's just how we said it in my day. I try not to say it, but it will slip out. I've got it to where if I say it in chat, I'll say GHEY, because you know how words change meaning. If gay, when gay first came out, it meant happy, and then it meant that you were in love with the same sex. Now, in my, it can have multiple meaning. It doesn't mean that I think you're bad for being gay. It's just a double meaning of the word. It doesn't mean I think you're happy. If I say there's a gay couple, it doesn't mean I think you're a happy couple. But that's how the gay word started. So words do change meaning. Don't hate me for something I might say. And I'll try not to say GD or anything about G with the D, because that used to upset my grandma so bad. But when I spell it, I'll spell it GAWD. I'm not meaning GOD, damn you. I'm meaning it's just a word, So, but thank you for being part of my first live. I don't know what the floating circle issue was, and I'll try to get mods and do better. I really want to learn how to share the screen. I'm just glad that the connection stayed. But thank you for coming, and I'll try to do it more often. Thank you for all the new members too.